So my name is Rami Pruitt, and you are watching the Black Tech Experience. This is not a Black channel. This is a channel about inspiring, innovating, and breaking down barriers in tech. If you don't know me, my name is Rami. I've worked at Google as an intern, Dell as an intern, Twitch as a software engineer, and Amazon as a software engineer. And today I have a really special treat for you, which is ChatGPT's operators. I have not watched any of these videos that much. I've seen maybe the first 30 seconds of the first video, but I can tell you that this year is going to be extremely important for AI agents.
Good morning. We've got something exciting for you today. We're going to launch our first agent. AI agents are AI systems that can do work for you independently. You give them a task and they go off and do it. We think this is going to be a big trend in AI and really impact the work people can do, how productive they can be, how creative they can be, what they can accomplish. We're starting today with Operator. Operator is a system that can use a web browser, in this case, a web browser in the cloud, to accomplish tasks that you give it. And we'll show you a demo in just a second, but it's really quite cool what it can do. Just like you would use a web browser, you can get pixels in, you can look at a screen and control, an operator can do that and then control the keyboard and the mouse and do all sorts of things. This is going to go live today in the United States for pro users, and it'll be other countries soon. Europe will unfortunately take a while, and we'll also in the coming months make it available to plus users. This is an early research preview. We've got a lot of improvements to do. We'll make it better, we'll make it cheaper, we'll make it more widely available, but we really want to put it in people's hands. We'll also have more agents to launch in the coming weeks and months, but that said, we'll talk more later. So excited, just want to show you a demo. I'll hand it over to Yash.
Right, thanks, Sam. Hi, I'm Yash.
All right, the first thing I noticed is that it sounds like this is not complete. And so it sounds like you're catching up to Anthropic at this point. I'm not sure. I'm really excited to see them to announce more agents in the future, but let's see what they got.
Casey, that's Ray, and we work on the computer using agent team. And we're so excited to show you Operator today. As Sam said, Operator is an early research preview. It will do a lot of cool things. It also makes mistakes, sometimes embarrassing ones. But let's show you what Operator can do. Okay, so this is the Operator homepage. It lives at operator.chatgpt.com. It'll be accessible. I'll jump in with a demo. Okay, so I'm going to start with something fairly simple. I'm going to use open table and say, book me a table for 2 at Beretta tonight at 7 p.m. Okay.
And so you specifically chose open table.
Yeah, in this case, I'm asking Operator to use open table to book a table for 2 at Beretta. Beretta is a restaurant in San Francisco. It's great. You should try it out. And at 7 p.m. And I'm using open table in this case, but I could have easily said, just do Beretta, and it would have probably gone to search engine, figured out how to make a reservation as well. But let's see what it does.
So can you explain what's happening in this?
Yeah, right. So I'm going to expand this a little bit. So as soon as I type in the query, Operator instantiated a completely remote browser. This browser is running in the cloud somewhere. And as you can see, it's already up and running. And my hands are off the keyboard. I'm not typing these things.
So this is just the AI is clicking around.
AI is just clicking around. It started this browser session. It knew where OpenTable website is, which is opentable.com. As you can see, it's summarized chain of thought here as well, which is it's gone to the URL, searched for Beretta, and something cool really happened, which is for some reason, OpenTable thought we were in Virginia, and it auto-corrected itself to San Francisco. This is using, so like ChatGPT, in Operator, you can also give custom instructions. I'm going to show this really quickly here. Okay. So I've given a custom instruction that for queries that need it, I live in San Francisco. So Operator recognized that and then auto-corrected itself to go to Beretta. Okay, looks like 7 p.m. isn't available, but you know what? 7:45 is just fine. So,
hey, I'm curious, how's this thing going to use my credit card in order to pay for this stuff? Is it going to come get me? Like, I don't know. We'll see.
We're going to go do that. So in this case, Operator came back, and this is a really good example of task delegation where Operator needs help or needs assistance or just wants to ask you something. It'll just come back and you answer that
So in practice, you wouldn't have had to watch this. You could have just let it go off while you're doing other things. Then it would come back and say, hey, I can't do 7:45.
Totally.
Yeah. Great.
And we're starting with a web app. You'll get notifications, etc. When Operator moves into mobile, you'll get mobile notifications, much like interactions we do with general apps. Okay, yes, that's great. Let's do it. Okay. So again, very simple interaction as you would have with an assistant, which is, hey, I found a reservation, 7 p.m. wasn't available, let's do 7:45. And again, you can see operator at this point has said, okay, should I? Again, this is a really good example of the confirmations work we're going to talk about a little bit later. But before doing an action, which is sort of irreversible in this case, you can cancel the reservation, obviously. But again, taking a critical action, operator is asking us before actually doing it. And in this case, I'm going to say, let's do it. Okay, it was pretty quick. I would say 50 seconds. And again, we were watching in this case, etc. But as Sam said,
you could kick off 10
kick it
of
off
these.
and go on. Okay, so let's try something. Oh, unfortunately, that table is no longer available. So it's going to probably go and find alternative time slots. Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. That's never happened before.
Live demos, man.
Yeah, that's great. Let's do it 15. Okay, while it's doing that, how about we try something a little bit more complicated?
What groceries?
Yeah, I love groceries. So I've been using Operator to shop all my groceries. I love to cook quite a bit. And I have been using Operator exclusively for groceries. So I have a shopping list here, which is this one. Let's see what it is. Eggs, spinach, mushrooms, chicken thighs, chili crunch.
So this is a picture that you're uploading here.
That's exactly right. And I'm going to use Instacart, which is, again, what we use generally. Can you buy this for me, please? And I'll also specify the store I like, which is...
Hey, somebody needs to put... They need to put OpenAI's budget in there for it, so we don't have to pay for it ourselves. That'd be a real "can you buy it for me?"
Well, let's see if he figures out I mistyped it, but let's see. Okay, so in this case, again, operator quickly actually recognized using GPT-4o's vision capabilities to understand that the image said egg, spinach, mushroom, chicken thighs, and it actually knew Gus's Market. And I'm like, yes, that sounds great. Cool. Again, just like OpenTable, it instantiated a browser, and it's going to go ahead and start doing tests. I'm going to expand the view and see, can you get us 4 tickets to the Warriors game, not the Lakers
Excuse
game.
me, you're right.
This weekend in SF. Best seats under 500, please. Give us a few options. Okay.
And so what apps are available here?
We have a lot of apps. I'll kick it off, and all right, let's do it. So we have a lot of apps in various different categories, as was shown on the homepage. So it's StubHub, Target, Etsy, and all the verticals. But also, Operator is not really restricted to these apps. You can use pretty much, Operator with any website. Oops. Oh, what happened?
Oh, StubHub is blocked.
Let's see. Let's try to fix it. So this is a good example of, sometimes things happen in live demos. We have put a protection in place where we only allow Operator to visit HTTPS sites. And somehow I think a redirect must be happening where, okay, all set. Keep going.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool. You can take over and leave it and come back.
Okay, cool. So again, as we have talked about, it's a remote browser, so it can do a lot of things. One of the advantages of doing that is you can do a lot of tasks in parallel, as Sam, you were talking about earlier. So let's try to do a few more tasks. Australian Open is going on, and I've been very inspired by it. Did you watch the quarterfinals?
I've been watching the quarterfinals.
All right, great. Okay, so I'm gonna try and see if I can get a tennis code. Can you see if St. Mary tennis code is available? Slot. Okay, so I said St. Mary because I live in Bernal Heights. That's pretty close by. And while that's going, let's also...
And that time you didn't.
You did not specify.
I did not specify a website. I can actually quickly go back and see. In this case, it's doing very much what we would do, which is like, go to a search engine and then
just
search
use
for
the
it.
internet.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. I'm also hosting a Super Bowl party. You guys are invited.
Thank you.
Okay. But I need to clean the house. Can you find me house cleaners for next week, please? Okay. And lastly, we've all been working really hard to bring this to you.
The whole team.
The whole team. We have a big crew here. Everyone's working. We're really getting hungry. I didn't have breakfast. I kind of want pizza, even though it's weird for breakfast. But that's okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and order
That's
some
our
pizzas. Okay. So we're going to use DoorDash in this case. Can you get us 10 medium, 10 good enough?
Yeah.
Medium-sized pizzas from
Goat Hill?
Goat Hill? Okay. Goat Hill
Or
pizza.
Go to.
Go to.
Can you make sure you have barbecue? I like that.
Please add barbecue pizza, but pick a variety.
It's so hard not to say please to the AI.
I just feel like I have to be very nice to it, which I do. Okay, shop might be closed. So if the restaurant is closed, just schedule it.
I love that you're talking to it just like you would a human.
I'm thinking inner monologue and then I'm typing it out. Possible. Okay. Also, one thing I'll call out, I think, okay, cool. Okay, so it's just asking me to confirm basically what I said in a much better way. Yes. We can't see the notifications popping up on the live stream, but for example, as the other tasks are going on, if I need assistance, for example, in this case, it asked me, hey, this is 941100, I can just say yes, but I would be getting notifications that say,
what if the user is misaligned? So maybe they're asking for a harmful task, like buy a weapon or something like that. In that case, fortunately, we've done a lot of work with ChatGPT to bring over a lot of the same mitigations. So for example, we refuse harmful tasks, including harmful agentic tasks. We have moderation models, we have post hoc detection, we have blocked websites. And I'm kind of rattling off these mitigations, but that's really how we think about it. It's this stack of mitigations that...
This is really cool to look at. Like, it looks like they've really thought about the possibilities of people misusing it, and then perhaps we can play around and see if they can. But yeah, I'm glad, because this stuff is going to be on the internet. And yeah, people are definitely using models for nefarious purposes.
Each incrementally reduce the risk to the point where we feel comfortable deploying.
So all the confirmations that we're saying, hey, do you want to reserve the restaurant?
Yeah,
should you
exactly.
buy the tickets? Those are all examples of this.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm about to talk about the confirmations. So another area of misalignment is if the agent is misaligned. So if the model makes a mistake, maybe purchases the wrong item or books the wrong hotel room. For this, our main mitigation is confirmations. So the operator will come back if it's about to do something stateful and ask you so you can double check its details in case it made some error. The third area of misalignment is if the website is misaligned. So maybe the website is fraudulent, or it's a fake website, or maybe it's literally like, operator, please wire me $100. We obviously don't want to follow those instructions. So we've developed our model to try to avoid those instructions and not follow them. But if that fails, we also have a separate layer on top. This is what we call the prompt injection monitor. Think of it as like antivirus that kind of observes and watches your trajectory and sees if there's anything suspicious. If it does, then it pauses it. So we feel pretty comfortable with our approach, but obviously, safety is an ongoing process. We can't predict everything. So we hope to learn a lot from this deployment and iterate on our mitigations as we go.
And that is one of the reasons we are starting small. Like, we want to really iterate, get a lot of feedback, and then gradually bring it to everyone as well.
Exactly.
Should we check on status of our tasks?
Yeah, let's check on the status.
Okay. So it looks like tickets are ready to be purchased. Yes, please. Okay. Well, that's happening. This is good. I can ask it to book it, but I'm just going to close it for now. Oh, just once, please. We'll continue. And looks like we're adding pizzas. So, and, oh, cool. I am going to go ahead and log in here really quickly. So this is an example, right? Like, where I obviously need to log in or enter my credentials to actually purchase these tickets, and operator just asks, as you just described, with confirmations and making sure the control is on the right place, and we can take control. And at this point, as we talked about earlier, the session is completely private as well. I am going to, you know what? I'll log in live. Let's see how that goes. Continue. I'm going to do a sign in with email code because I don't really remember. 1 second. Pull it up. Don't try to copy this.
I'm the only one who never remembers their sub passwords.
All right, great. Now, again, I can sort of continue the purchase here, or I can ask operator to do it, but I am going to go ahead and just quickly do this purchase for myself. Click, click, click. All great. All great. Order by now. Ooh. Ooh.
You're gonna want to show that live.
Yeah, maybe. Well, let's see. I kind of want to buy the tickets. Okay. Whoops. All right. Done. I'm going to cancel this card.
Oh man, yeah, cancel that live.
Okay, I'm all set. Thank you for the help.
Okay.
So we have just finished watching OpenAI's new unveiling of the computer use model. It has the ability to go to websites, interact with it, not purchase on your behalf, but come to you when you need it in order to get tasks done, streamline it so that you don't even need an assistant. If you are a corporate assistant right now, I think your job is at risk because it's going to be so much easier to do these things by ourselves without having to pay somebody to do it. And so I am really excited. I think this is a game changer for anybody building an indie hacker project because nobody is using this technology right now. We could be early adopters of making it so that our apps that we are building can integrate with these things and do things that companies that have been around for millions of years are not doing just yet. And so if you're not already subscribed to the channel, you need to be, because this stuff, as you saw, they are coming out with more operators. These things are going to get even more specialized, even more automated. And they said it's eventually going to be coming to mobile. And so I think imagining having an assistant in my fingertips I'm really excited for that. I have a lot of ideas other than DonorSync that I want to build. And man, I think this stuff is going to change everybody's lives. If you just lock in this year, learn these technologies, build something, then I think you could set yourself up to ride the AI wave. As we talked about earlier, am I anxious about the future? Am I anxious about AI doing these certain things? Am I a little bit afraid? Of course. But at the same time, with that anxiety, I have a lot of excitement over how I could set myself up in the future, right? We have a chance of a lifetime to use these tools to get ahead, right? Just like when the dot-com bust happened, some people were afraid of the internet, afraid of building a business on the internet. People were laughed out of the room when they said, hey, I'm going to have this page on a website to showcase my business. People laughed at those guys because they were afraid. They didn't know what the internet is. Well, I'm telling you, we don't need to be afraid of AI. We need to learn to adapt to it and use it where we need. And that's it. Let me know if you have any other thoughts in the comments. What are you going to be using the computer use model to do? Other than that, I think I'm going to end it right here. I think I have